clutch time, what did you feel like you guys maybe left on the table throughout the course of the game, just given how well you had defended them in the first half in particular?
Yeah, I thought their run at the end of the first half was a missed opportunity for us because we obviously had really firm control of the game and then didn't have a huge score to show for it. Um, they threw the first punch in the second half and took an early lead. And then even in the fourth, we were able to open up um, a little bit of breathing room and then just didn't execute well enough, obviously, to win the game. So credit them. They were a more physical team. I thought their consistent fight, them weathering the storm in the first half, they deserved to win the game.
Morgan, I want to talk about you guys being talented because that's a little trite, but I do wonder like what it feels like for you and for the staff knowing that teams are sort of coming based on your start, based on the title, or sort of coming into these games and maybe scheming specifically for you or thinking about this so much ahead of time and had sort of the summer to think about you guys, what you guys on their mind.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. I thought tonight with them winning 5 out of 6 coming in, we beat them really, really good the last time we played them, but Booker didn't play. The time that Booker did play, it was a really close game. It had all the makings of being kind of an elevated regular season game, and those are really valuable for us because they give us really accurate feedback of where we're at different points of the season. And I thought tonight that was the case. We obviously didn't pass the test well enough to win the game, but if you're focused on improving, that's a good game for us. Just because it's highly relevant. They don't give you anything free, and they execute really well on both ends of the floor. So they forced us to beat them tonight, and we didn't get that done.
And obviously like Shea Lou, those guys are well acquainted with Dylan Brooks and sort of the momentum he brings. What did you sort of see across the board besides those guys about how they responded to the stuff that Dylan Brooks was doing and the way he tried to certain stuff in the game? Maybe specifically like the other guys like AJ and whatnot.
I mean, I wouldn't make it specific to one player for them. I think across the board, they're a very competitive, physical team that executes well on both ends of the floor, and makes you earn everything on both ends of the floor. And so, again, that's a good opportunity for us to figure out where we're at. It's a good barometer for us to figure out where we're at. We did obviously some good things tonight, good enough to build a big lead and to be in that game, but didn't do enough to control the game. And it came down to possession here or there, and they made one more play than we did.
12 offensive rebounds for them, which they converted into 14 points. Obviously, all those points count the same, but especially on the road, just how much can those really factor into the momentum that we saw, those types of swings?
Yeah, I mean, the rebounding has been decent for us. Obviously we're down a couple front court players, and so there's natural trade-offs that come with that. And we've held our own pretty well there over this stretch, and then we've found other ways to offset that. So the game never comes down to just one area in a vacuum. We lost that area tonight. Still could have won the game by executing better in other areas. So we'll look at everything. Certainly don't want to get out rebounded, but sometimes that's a trade-off of playing smaller or some of the lineups we're putting out there. So we'll take a look at it.
What do you think about Dub offensively? This may have been his best game on offense against so far this season against a really good opponent.
Yeah, he just continued. I'm not worried about him at all. He's still, finding his rhythm and groove as he comes back from what was a long period of time without use of his right hand. So that's the last thing I'm worried about with him. I'm happy with the team orientation. He continues to make the right plays and the compete level, and we're just trusting that that'll continue to come around. But he was really good tonight, obviously.
Mark, you took 19 non-paint twos tonight and only 31 shots in the paint. Is there anything that they were doing to kind of take away your cracks all the way, down near the rim?
I mean, just perimeter physicality. They're really tight in their coverages. They're tight in their help. And they're a defense that's going to make you work to crack them, and you can crack them. You can get good possessions against them, but you got to work really hard to do it. And like I said, it makes for a very relevant feedback loop for us because we can take that, learn from the possessions where we weren't sharp enough with our execution or our force, and take it from there. So we'll look at it possession by possession. We shoot a lot of those shots anyways. Usually that's pretty good for us, but we certainly don't want to be bailing out on them either.
What do you make of the strides AJ Mitchell's made defensively this season? It seems like he was fighting off screens really well tonight, kind of pestering guys throughout the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's done that all year. He's been a positive defender for us. He's physical, he's disciplined, he executes the schemes, he can take different matchups. He's got his chest on guys. He's consistently hard playing. And then like tonight, he gave us a good offensive punch when he went in there in the third quarter. I thought we were a little stagnant to start the half, and he went in there and really loosened things up for us. So he just continues to be a very impactful two-end player for us.
Mark, as far as development goes, like what's gone into that with him specifically? Because I don't think he was a bad defender last year, but he seems like pretty noticeably good this
Yeah.
year. Like what's gone into that behind the scenes?
Well, first he didn't start from he wasn't a weak defender last year by any stretch, but it's physical development, and then it's just learning the league and learning kind of the pictures. So he's gotten a lot stronger. You know, he put a lot of work into his body over the summer. He's noticeably stronger, and then the game is slowing down for him on that end of the floor as he learns the patterns of the NBA and as he learns the personnel. You know, so like I said, he's done this all year. He's been a very impactful defensive player, and that's not even to mention some of the things he opens up for us offensively. He's off for a very good start.
Anyone else for Coach?
All right, thank you.